Alright, so in this video I will be analyzing Alex's overhead squat in anterior, lateral, and posterior views. The phases I will be referring to through the 3 points of interest are called descending, the pause, and the ascending phase. Here, Alex is facing me in an anterior view. Alex's knees move outward in the descending phase. This represents his gluteus minimus over lengthening, while his gluteus maximus isn't lengthening as much as it could. From the anterior view, there's a clear visual of his arms falling forward throughout the descending phase and into the pause. His latissimus dorsi is excessively lengthening, while his mid and lower trapezius is not shortening. In the ascending phase, in which the body is going upward against the vertical force of gravity, the body returns to his normal state of standing with no visible compensation. Next, we'll be looking at his overhead squat from the right lateral view. From this view, it can be seen how much Alex leans forward within the descending phase. His hip flexor complex is excessively lengthening, while his anterior tibialis is shortening rather than lengthening properly. As he continues to the pause, his forward lean is emphasized with his arms falling forward as a result of the latissimus dorsi over lengthening and posterior deltoid shortening. For this angle, I timed each phase to illustrate the compensations resulting in a slower descending phase. And then it also shows the lack of pause as he reaches toward the descending phase, and then into the ascending phase. Next is the posterior view of the squat. And from this view, you can see a bit of a weight shift Alex has in the descending phase. An excessive lengthening of the gluteus medius and shortening of the gluteus medius on the same side causes this compensation. The posterior view illustrates his upper body's movement in falling forward in the head and arms at the pause through the ascending phase. This is a result of the latissimus dorsi excessively lengthening and mid and lower trapezius shortening. There is also a slight resistance in the ascending phase as he rises. And finally is a view of Alex's overhead squat from the left lateral side. His head is pointed down in the very beginning of the descending phase, which triggers the shoulders and arms to go down and later fall forward. The excessive forward lean of the head is caused by the lengthening of the levator scapula and shortening of the deep cervical flexors. At the pause phase, his head and upper body is far over his knees. And you can see in the ascending phase, he still struggles to keep his head pointed up. Just to review, I will show what the descending phase consists of, in which his body is going downwards. And then the pause happens right when he stops. The pause is when his gluteus maximus is closest to the ground. And then he's instantly back into the ascending phase on his way up. And that is my analysis of Alex's overhead squat.